And now on to our spotlight story. Guess whose videos the police say they found on the phone of Mohammed Shariq, the main accused in the Mangaluru blast case? The one and only Zakir Naik. India's most famous communal hate preacher, wanted in cases that range from terror financing to money laundering to hate speech. And as you also know, Zakir Naik is currently enjoying the splendid hospitality of Qatar. Let me simplify that just a little bit further, viewer. A man wanted in India for terror-related cases by the world's biggest democracy is being hosted by a country that professes to have robust linkages with India. It was this same Qatar, remember, that led an army of Islamic nations to attack India, specifically India's ruling party, the BJP, on the Prophet Muhammad comments made by former BJP spokesperson Nupur Sharma earlier this year. It was Qatar that triggered a wave of theocratic Islamic dictatorships to vilify India as some kind of communal hellhole. Everyone knows what followed. There was retributive violence against anyone who dared to support or defend Nupur Sharma. There were Sartan se juda threats all over the place, including a butchering in Udaipur and a man having his throat cut in Amravati. Widespread protests and violence, you remember that. Well, Zakir Naik, who has fled India back in 2017 under the fire of terror-related charges against him, has found safe haven in another Islamic nation, Malaysia. And now Qatar welcomes him onto their land. The Qatari government is understood to be making excuses, saying Zakir Naik is not a state guest and wasn't invited by us. But what message has Qatar sent to the world and to India if it has even permitted entry and facilitated a man wanted by India in terror-related cases? India is not Qatar. It doesn't recognize blasphemy, and it happens to be a secular republic. So India cannot and would never rally the international community based on perceived religious slight. But that still doesn't explain a total lack of a strong stance from India on Qatar hosting Zakir Naik. We can sit here and rue the fact that Qatar, which had breathed fire over Nupur Sharma's comments, is literally providing safe haven to a man accused of terror by a democratically elected system. Are diplomatic complexities the excuse? Is it the fact that there are so many lakhs of Indians living and working in Qatar? Or is it something else entirely that I'm missing? Let's be clear. By allowing Zakir Naik onto their soil, Qatar has signaled that it is either okay or complicit with everything that Zakir Naik is accused of. Not by an Islamic petrocracy, but the world's largest democracy.
24-year-old Mohammed Shariq was carrying an IED in a cooker in an auto rickshaw when it exploded on the outskirts of Mangaluru on Saturday. The blast led to an explosive unraveling of an ISIS-inspired terror and radicalization plot across 3 southern Indian states of Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. From scrawling pro-terror Lashkar graffiti in Shivamogga to instigating anti-India protests, Shariq was a jihad influencer. Top police sources have now told India Today that Shariq was inspired by hate preacher Zakir Naik. Shariq would allegedly share PDFs, videos and audio files to radicalize Maz Muneer, Yasin and Zabi. Zakir Naik's videos were used to convince these young boys to wage war against India. Police have recovered videos of Zakir Naik, ISIS and other Muslim influential leaders from Shariq's phone. These videos were allegedly shared through Telegram, Signal, Wire, Elements and Instagram. Televangelist Zakir Naik continues to deliver his Islamist lectures. He is currently in Qatar to deliver religious sermons during the ongoing FIFA World Cup. While Qatar has told India Today that no invitation was extended to Zakir Naik, New Delhi has already raised the issue with Doha. Naik faces charges of money laundering and delivering hate speeches in India. He fled to Malaysia in 2016, just before the National Investigation Agency started a probe against him. In March this year, the Home Ministry had declared Zakir Naik founded Islamic Research Foundation an unlawful association and banned it for 5 years. With Sagai Raj in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today.